Good afternoon and welcome to Hashtag Wrestling episode 7. In today's episode we're going to go back through everything that's happened in March, as well as looking back at results, announcements coming out of it through April, as well as looking at having a quick look back at the Hashtag Wrestling Awards for March, which was voted by you, the fans. We'll kick off this episode by looking back at some of the results from this past March. We kick off with Fight Club Pro, who held their International Techers event in Wolverhampton. A couple of results from the show saw Rich Swann defeating Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne, Tommy N defeating Trent Seven, and MK McKinnon causing quite a big upset by beating Dragon Gate USA star Johnny Gargano. We move on to Pro Wrestling Elite, who held their annual Rumble event in Ayr, Scotland this past month. A couple of results from the show saw Project Ego defeating Noam Dar and Andy Wilde. Grado won the annual Rumble match, therefore has been given the opportunity, two opportunities really. He has been given the chance to name an event in the future, which he has subsequently called Grado Mania. I, for one, am quite looking forward to that one, as well as also getting a title shot against Dave Mastiff for the PWE World Heavyweight Championship. Talking of Dave Mastiff, he retained the title at PWE Rumble by defeating Wolfgang. GPW, Grand Pro Wrestling, held their Diamonds Are Forever event. A couple of results from there: Ashton Smith defeating Jack Gallagher, and Cyanide and Steve Binman defeated GPW champions, members of the Cause, Zach Gibson and Dave Rain. Kamikaze Pro Wrestling held their Project K event this past month as well. A couple of results from there. The Bangor Knights defeating Battle Squad Awesome. Apparently this is a quite high octane, fast paced match, so well done to them. Ring of Honor World Television Champion Thomas Campani defeating Eddie Dennis. Ring of Honor have allowed him to be able to defend his championship on various events over the last couple of months here in the UK. And in the main event, Dynamite Pete Dunne defeated Trent Beretta, former WWE and NXT star. In results from one of New Generation Wrestling's Proving Ground events, this was Proving Ground 17 in Beverley. Dan Jones defeated Alex Garcia. The tag team champion, one half of the tag team champions, Colossus Kennedy, defeated JD Boom. And in the main event, El Ligero defeated one of the NJW Academy's most promising students, Choi Gregory, to retain the real NGW championship. Rampage Brown has claimed that he is a real champion, but at the moment they only recognise El Ligero as their champion. At Tidal Championship Wrestling Spring Storm on March 8th, Kaylee Ray defeated Violet O'Hara. Rich Swann defeated Joseph Connors, and again Evolve and Dragon Gate star Johnny Gargano defeated Nathan Cruz by submission. Southside held a double header this month in Nottingham, where they held Day of Reckoning and New Beginnings. In results from Day of Reckoning, Kaylee Ray defeated Speed King champion Martin Kirby. Those two have seen quite a rivalry in the past months. Mark Haskins defeated Mark Andrews in an open challenge. Mark Haskins went on later on that evening to wrestle Trent Beretta. We'll give you the result for that match in a minute. And Chris Travis won a hard-hitting four-way match. Results from New Beginnings saw Styx continue his reign of terror down on the Speed King division by defeating Zach Northern. Project Ego defeated ICW star Grado and Stevie Boy. And as previously mentioned, Mark Haskins defended the Southside Wrestling Entertainment Championship against Trent Beretta, of which he did retain the title this evening. In news from Total Action Wrestling in Milton Keynes, they held their No Limits event, Cage Rage event on the 15th of March. Results coming out of that show saw the loose connection of Livewire Lewis Cooper and Short Fuse Matt Walker become the TAW Tag Team Champions by defeating the New Asylum. Also, Samson defeated Paul McSherry in quite a hard-fought steel cage match, and in the main event saw what we believe is a UK first in a Caged Warfare 6-man tag team match, where the team of Team Nitro defeated the team of Taylor Made. Revolution Pro Wrestling have held several events this month. The first of which was on March the 3rd, was a question and answer session with the Icon Sting, the former WCW and TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He is rumoured very heavily to be going to the WWE in the future, so watch this space just in case. He could be coming back to the UK if not. But at Revolutionary Pro Wrestling High Stakes on the 15th, Josh Bowden defeated former TNA X Division champion Jay Lethal. The Inner City Machine Guns won the tag team titles from the Swords of Essex. As well, Ligero defeated another TNA superstar, Sonjay Dutt. Mighty Squirrel defeated Colt Cabana to become the new RPW British Heavyweight Champion in a 30-minute Iron Fist match. RPW held a second event on the 16th of March in Sittingbourne, entitled Sittingbourne Spectacular. Lord Gideon Grey defeated Colt Cabana. As a result of Cabana's loss, he is now barred from RPW. We don't know if we'll see him again, we may not. As we say, he has been now barred from RPW. The Inner City Machine Guns had a busy night. They did retain the RPW British Tag Team titles by defeating IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions and ROH Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Mitchell. However, they did lose them later on that evening when the cartel of Shay Samuels and Terry Fraser came down and defeated them for those titles. NGW also held another event, Destiny. On this event there was a 3-match tournament where Dara Diablo won the number 1 contenders spot. And also in what was billed as a champion versus champion match, El Ligero, who is the real New Generation Wrestling champion, defeated the Controls champion in Rampage Brown. Oh, sorry, my mistake. That did actually end in a double count out. Future Shock held their 74th event, entitled 74, in Stockport. A couple of results from the show. Joe Vega defeated Ultra Mark Massa. Dave Rain, who is the FSW Tag Team Champion, along with the Nordic Warrior, defeated Noah. This was billed as their first ever singles meeting. In the main event, Cyanide defeated former TNA star Jay Lethal. PCW held Who Dares Wins on March 28th. This event saw Lionheart come out at the beginning of the show to vacate the PCW Championship due to the neck injury which he suffered at the hands of AJ Styles at Road to Glory. In results from the show, Prince Devitt defeated Chris Travis. This was a very good match. Prince Devitt, as many of you may be aware, comes out in such amazing paintwear. Instead of a mask or costume, he just wears body paint. Danny Hope did win the PCW title by winning the PCW Rumble. However, Joey Hayes, who is his tag team partner in the Models, came out and cashed in his Money in the Bank championship match to become the new PCW champion. Falling Star Wrestling held another Fight Night event in Holt at the Holt Community Centre. In results, FSW champion Jimmy Starr defeated Swede Johansson, and the Unnatural Disasters of Balkan Khan became the first ever FSW tag team champions by defeating the Henchmen. At TAW No Limits in Dunstable, Nate Nitro became the TAW champion by defeating Taylor Made in a lumberjack match. Also in Stevenage, Southside Wrestling Entertainment held Raw Deal 3. where Project Ego became the number one contenders to the Tag Team Championships by defeating the Bangor Knights. Tommy End defeated Mark Andrews. Starbucks did retain their tag team titles. Starbucks are made up of Robbie X and SWE champion Mark Haskins. They defeated Brian Kendrick and Paul London, former WWE tag team champions. But after the match, Michael Dante, who had won a number one contenders match earlier in the night, along with his tag team partner Tommy End in the Sumerian Death Squad, did come out, cash in the title shot, and win the SWE tag team titles, and they are your new tag team champions. We at Hashtag had the privilege of going to Progress Wrestling Chapter 12. We're going to need a bigger room at the Electric Ballroom in Camden this past month. It was an absolutely amazing show. The guys from Progress make a real effort with every single person that comes through their door. They get to know everyone. Jim Smallman, Glenn Joseph, John Briley, absolutely amazing guys. They held an absolutely amazing show. Like I say, they had to get a bigger venue because of the sheer volume of fans that they have. In some results from the show, they did crown their very first Progress Tag Team Champions. This was won by Friendstand United, otherwise known as FSU, Mark Andrews and Eddie Dennis. Won the titles in a three-way match by defeating Screw Indie Wrestling and Project Ego. This was an absolutely amazing match to watch. Other matches saw Grado defeating Madman Manson. This was billed as a title unification match for Grado's bum bag and Madman Manson's balls. So now Grado owned Manson's balls. I never thought I'd actually say that, but I did. And Jimmy Havoc kind of bullied Jim Smallman into making the Progress Championship match a no disqualification four-way match. This was an absolutely insane, all over the bar brawl, which saw chairs, walls, drinks, beers, bins, anything that wasn't nailed down pretty much used someone's bag. Jimmy Havoc did retain the Progress Championship and is now... he won the retained the title over Rampage Brown, Marty Scurll and El Ligero, and has now been putting a match at Chapter 13. Unbelievable, Jeff. We will have that match for you in part 2. The announcement of who he will be facing. TAW invaded Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire on March 30th. It was kind of a homecoming for King Darkstar, who is from the local area. At the event, King Darkstar won a 2 out of 3 falls over Big Samson, and then subsequently won the Leighton Cup in a battle royal. At Kamikaze Pro on March 30th at Over the Top, Damien Dunn, one of the stars of the show, who had actually been suspended, but Harvey Dale has since lifted that suspension as long as he defends the title. Damien Dunn did win a three-way match to retain the Relentless Championship and also qualify for the Over the Top Rumble. He then subsequently won the Rumble and is now going on to Sky's the Limit, where he will face Petey Williams. Unfortunately, during that match, Robbie X did come down to the ring when Damien was in the ring on his own and cashed in his Money in the Bank Championship match and is now the Relentless Division Champion. ICW Still Smoking in Glasgow saw Prince Devitt debut for ICW, winning the Zero G title from Mark Kofi. Sumerian Death Squad, who won the SWE tag titles, have now won the ICW tag titles. So it was a really good weekend for them. Won the vacant titles in a three-way ladder match, and Jack Jester retained the ICW title in a four-way match, which also involved Sabu, Wolfgang and Chris Renfro. After the match, Sabu did attack Jack Jester with a nail. That concludes a look back at the results and the section of the programme. Please tune in for part 2, where we will be going through news and announcements and also what has gone down for the Hashtag Awards. Stay tuned.